Okay, so this is probably the funniest part. So, okay, so first court date of 2025 was in February. So the next one, I want to say they filed for eviction. I'm looking at my notes. They filed for eviction in the middle of March. And then the court date wasn't until late April. Okay. So again, at that time, I'm still like believing that God can come through for me. I'm working to in my business, and by that time I had did my first pop-up, which is a testimony in itself, and also I had won my first grant for my beauty brands. So good things were happening, but in my mind I'm like, God, you're giving me a little sprinkle of this, a sprinkle of that, a sprinkle of blessing here, a sprinkle of blessing there. Where's the overflow? And I just felt like it wasn't happening for me yet. So if you're in a season like that, just hold on, okay? So anyway, so the next court date was April. Let me tell you how these people lie. So I go to court again. And remember last time their case got dismissed because the tracking number showed that the notice that was supposed to get delivered by mail did not come to my mailbox. This time we go to court. It seemed like they had done everything correctly. Again, I didn't get anything in the mail. Like, I didn't even get a tracking number this time. So nothing came through USPS informed delivery and notified me that, hey, you missed this, go to the post office and get it returned. None of that happened this time. So I go to court and I'm explaining to the lawyer. And honestly, I think the lawyer that I was talking to thought I was lying, because it don't matter. It don't even matter. It doesn't matter what my lawyer thinks. It doesn't matter what the other lawyer thinks, child. So again, I am still nervous going to court. Every time I went to court, I was fasting that morning. I was, praying the night before, and also God blessed me with like a prophetic word, like pretty much every time I went to court this year, except for maybe one time. The ministry that I'm part of, like we would have a event, like literally almost every time I went to court the night before, it was like prayer, prophetic word. Like it was literally like God was setting it up for me. So anyway, I go to court and it's my turn again. Folks are getting evicted left and right, and I'm telling God, I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen. I pray that I don't get evicted, but if I do, I know that I'll be okay. But again, I'm still shook. It's my turn to go, and they present this tracking number, some fake tracking number. Now, obviously the tracking number was real. It showed that mail got delivered. It didn't get delivered to me. Maybe it was somebody else's eviction notice. It wasn't mine. But like I said, you see how these people just lie. But then the way that they filed their paperwork, they used a DBA that they had not correctly filed with the state. And so my lawyer was presenting that and saying, like, you can't put a DBA on the paperwork that you're filing because this isn't registered with the state, blah, blah, blah. They got mad. They started arguing back and forth, talking about she owes this. This has been, let's see, February, 4 months of non-payment, Like, the judge, was like, you can't do that, case dismissed. These people were so mad. I'm forgetting things. Okay, so after the first time we went to court in February, they're not used to tenants showing up in court, like I said before, because after a couple of days after court, he came to my door and I'm like, what does he want? Like, so I literally answered the door. Because remember, I told you, if he called me, I was going to answer, because I'm not going back and forth with you on the phone. So he knocks on my door, I answer, and he's just like, yeah, like, you've been evicted. I'm like, no, I haven't. And he's like, yeah, no, like, we've won possession. I was like, no, you haven't. Check your paperwork. And he's like, he tried to play dumb, like, what do you mean? I'm like, check your paperwork. So like, he thought, I could tell that he thought that I just didn't show up. I went to court, baby. I had my receipts. I didn't get evicted. So he tried to lie to me and trick me into leaving after the case had already been dismissed. And I'm just like, these people just lie. So that happened before this current court date, the most recent one I'm telling you, that April, it got dismissed. Again, February court date happens, it gets dismissed. Then April court date comes, it gets dismissed again, right? So because homeboy was at that court date, and he was part of the arguing back and forth. He was part of the arguing back and forth. So like, he was pissed. I could tell that he was pissed. And I'm like, I mean, you lost. That day, right? That day when the court, or that day when the judge dismissed their case, like he came to my door like hours later, with the police to deliver another notice. And I could tell that he had attitude. And I was just like, thank you. I answered the door. I was just like, thank you. I was just, he's just like, I mean, I'm not going to be nasty. Why do we need to be nasty to each other? There's no need for that. So I said, thank you. And he was just like, you're welcome. Like, just attitude, like so much. You're doing too much, bro. So the next court date wasn't until the beginning of June.